At the center of the show, we have, for the Jeffries family, the loss of a wife and a mother. And we have 3 children who are all grieving, but they're grieving each in their own ways. One very outwardly struggling with her own connection to God, the other 2 maybe leaning in more. I'm just wondering if you guys could talk a little bit about the faith journey in the face of loss like that and grief.
Grief doesn't remove faith, it exposes it. So now all these stories that I've read about in the Bible or I've heard other people talk about, I'm now in my own real life scenario where I'm now having to internalize and process in real time, do I actually believe what it is that I've been taught?
What kind of a God would take her away from us? How can you believe in any of it anymore?
I believe.
We know.
They were able to start to believe what they already knew, right? Because faith was instilled in them since the moment they were born, but yet they had to really make it their own. And going through this painful season, in a way, it really challenged them to make their faith real.
And really, for us, when it comes to our faith, we're given the tools on how to take it on.
The new is here.
And our kids are PKs. We've always felt maybe that brought an added external pressure from what they think people are expecting of them.
And the expectations of their father.
You have a dead mother. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I'm also a PK. No, I can't.
As a PK, you feel this need to perform. You feel this need to appease other people, but I can't heal properly if I have to worry about how you perceive me.
This compliant optimism, I think sometimes we think that's faith, that that's what God wants of us. And you know that's not gonna work.
You think you're better than me? You better pray, PK.
And what is faith actually? Is faith me showing up to church?
Right.
No, it's not that at all. Faith is me holding on to what I believe in. I love that you guys were able to draw that out.
That was the goal with what we were trying to do with Flora. Hopefully that came across, where she's just probably on a longer, more evolving journey of trying to figure this out.
Being in church actually makes it worse, okay? I just can't. I can't right now, and I need you to stop asking me.
Parents, especially believing parents, have to accept. I'm guilty of it as a pastor, as a believer. I want my kids to be in church because I believe it's good for them. But there's also a part of me that probably wants them to be there so that they could be seen as well, so that other people could look at my family and go, okay, the pastor is doing a good job. And I'm even saying that out loud because that was the other aspect that I loved about the show, is showing the humanity of the pastor.
All these people talk to you about stuff. Their problems.
Well, that's part of my job.
So who do you talk to?
Of even the words of Jesus, he says, are you tired? Are you burnt out on religion? And then he says, get away with me, as if to say, separate the religion from me because I'm about relationship. And he says, get away with me. I'll show you how to really rest.
Jesus' presence is your peace.
And me saying I don't want to go to a service is not denouncing my relationship with God, which is so much of what we've made it, because right now, what I'm trying to do is feel what I'm feeling. And I love that we were able to see all the different aspects, because my hope is that as people watch it, they feel this freedom to breathe so that they could rest.
Thanks, Dad.
You got it, pal, here.
Watching the show and understanding our family's struggle, what do you guys think families could do to help these kids heal, to help them on their faith journeys?
You know, as a dad, if I'm watching my child grieve, I want to be able to fix it for her. But the truth is, even if I took it from her, I'd be robbing her of the experience. Why? Because there are just some things in life you have to walk through on your own. The model of Jesus, he cares more about where you are as opposed to what you've done. Where we do the opposite. We're so concerned with what was done and how is this going to look and how is this going to be perceived.
I think to prioritize faith would also be to prioritize one another above the quality of religious performance.
Well, another issue that we've approached in this show, as everything speeds up around us, as social media creates division, our kids are all being raised in that. The sequence in episode 7 where the 3 girls are texting each other and all the insane pressure. This is how kids communicate.
Watching these young people navigate through it, they think they're becoming who they are when in actuality all they're doing is adding on more layers. And they're becoming this other version of themselves when in reality we should be encouraging them to expose.
Yeah.
Who do you really want to be? What the show did really well is made space for people to accept who they are, find who they are, which ultimately leads to identity, and identity leads to security.
You don't care about being popular. You care about just being you. And they don't know what to do with that.
In today's modern world, we're so compartmentalized, right? There's like a social media version of us, there's a church version of us, there's a family version of us, and you see them wrestling through all those versions. And that journey was so gritty, just who am I without my mother? Who am I as a believer? To see faith being integrated into the whole of each character at their own pace, in their own journey, with their own expression and color, that's a really beautiful thing, and also required. They act a certain way at school, they act a certain way with their friends, but then they always come back to that place before the Lord and have to really think, like, wait, how is this connected? Who am I actually? And so I think that's the tug and pull that every believer is trying to navigate in today's world.